been a wild 2 months. I don't remember when I put the last vlog up. I don't think it was 2 months ago. But 2 months ago is when things started to really go sideways. I don't remember what I said last time. I just felt like doing an update. I felt like I've had a little more normalcy, or I've felt more comfortable in the past week than I have in a long time, and I've had more time, put it that way. I don't even know if I remember how to edit, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, at some point, I really wish that I felt the freedom to speak about things so clearly and detailed and without obscuring and just, yeah, all these vagaries. But I would say I'm still in a place where I don't know a lot of what's going on. I've definitely gotten more of an inside look on the Alberta healthcare system, and it's not good. And I moved, not cities, just out of my place that I haven't felt like has been mine for a really long time, and barely spent any time there. But it's a whole other thing. Yeah, it's just been a wild ride. It has been bananas. It has been incredibly stressful. I've started anti-anxiety medication, and that's not something that I was wanting to do. I've never been flat out, I don't think, averse to it or adverse to it, if they're not the same thing. But it's something that I've always wanted to do everything that I can on my part first without adding medication to the mix. So I've wanted to, exercise regularly, sleep well, or do what I can to have better sleep, better diet, things like that, with consistency to see how much that would change. But the past 2 months have been extreme circumstances within my immediate family. So it has caused a lot of big changes, and sometimes on a daily basis there were new things that we were dealing with that we didn't expect, never prepared for, never could imagine. So I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about mental health. I shouldn't say I've learned a lot. I have more questions than I do answers, but I've learned what questions I have. I've learned where the gaps are. I've learned, again, I've had a lot more experience with mental health and things like autism spectrum disorder, and just, yeah, there's been a lot. There's been a lot going on. I am tired. This is why I'm in line. I am in line at Tim Hortons. I haven't talked to a camera for so long. I think I'm gonna leave it right there for now and just do this when I feel like it. Again, like it's one of the things that I realized I did miss. There was an advantage to having the conversations every week, and my partner noticed that too, of just like, there were times I was still able to talk over voice note to like friends and stuff and have some realizations and things like that, but definitely not with the same amount of regularity because of time, because of these extreme circumstances. There's going to be some really big changes happening in the next couple weeks still. So I just feel like, yeah, I don't know, I couldn't do art for weeks and weeks and weeks because of stress and time. And I did a piece the other day that I'm pretty happy with. It's 38 to 37, do it again. So that seems pretty straightforward to me, but I'll leave it up to you to figure that out. It's a self-portrait. Again, like I would really like to get back to the studio and have more normalcy in my, I don't know, I just feel like I'm losing my identity in every aspect. Just like with every role that I play, I feel like it's gone out the window, and some have not, I haven't been consistent or happy with for a long time, like my role as an employee, right? As a worker, or as just having an occupation. Anyway, I'm going to do a video about hair. That's what I'm going to do. So that'll be the conversation for this week. I don't know what else I'll get. 5 minutes is more than I thought I'd get now. Said I was going to talk about hair, but I didn't do that yet. Just getting out of the city limits here. Traveling to Calgary, which is something I've had to do frequently for certain stretches in the past 2 months. Again, related to all these bananas things that are going on with our healthcare system and people that I love. I don't even know how to do this anymore, which is probably good. It's probably good that I don't. I will tell you a couple things. One, I've realized that the way that my body retains tolerance to THC is bananas. Because I went about, I think, almost 6 straight weeks with nothing. And I thought that it really reset me, but not really. Because starting like a week ago, I definitely started to dip into cannabis again. And at first, like, yeah, I don't know, 1 or 2 days, I felt like, oh wow, that's easier than it was before. Like my tolerance isn't the same. Obviously, I've had quite a break away from it. But then soon after, I was just like, wow, this is like it's been a week, and I think I'm back to where I was before that break. This is bananas. Anyway, yeah. Oh, I said I didn't know how to do this, but here we go. Just making really long things out of short things that could be. That's not a sentence. Okay, so other thing I was going to mention was that I was listening to Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction because why not? It's a great road trip album too. Anyway, in high school, there was a friend of mine at the time. We used to do this thing in English class. I think it was mostly English class. I don't know what other classes we had together. All of them, I guess? Well, not all of them. It doesn't matter. Anyway, every time I think about Guns N' Roses and Appetite for Destruction, inevitably is the first thing that I think of. Unless for some reason Terminator gets brought up. Anyway, that doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. There was a game that we used to play where we used to like take an album. I guess I think of this with Pearl Jam a lot too. We took like an album, and then sometimes we would do like versus another album, or sometimes we just do that one. So like you take all the titles from that album, and you would like make a story. So it was like, oh, Mr. Brownstone's taking the night train to Paradise City to find a rocket queen. I don't know. You just like use up all the titles of these songs to make up some kind of story. And sometimes someone would be working on the same one, or someone would be like doing a different one. Like I remember we did Pearl Jam like 10, maybe verses as well. Or like you would take both those albums and like combine them together to try to make something. Anyway, it's just a fun little exercise, I guess. That's all. I'm much more tired than I thought I'd be. I guess I'm doing an outro. The problem with vlogging, as it is with many other things in my life, if I don't do them often enough, I forget how to do them. Like, if I don't have a regular practice, I'm like, I don't remember how to talk, I don't remember how to look. Try to work on being concise, whatever. You know, it just, I don't know. While I was editing earlier, too, that video about my hair, I don't know, I just don't want to do it. Like, it was just like, this is a chore. I could be doing something else with my time. So I guess we go back again to, it's not just extreme circumstances and unavailability, if that's a word, but it's also just like lack of desire. It's like now that I have some downtime to do this, I'm finding I don't really want to. And I think it was a good thing because I talked about it weeks ago about like, what does this look like in the future? I just want to do it when I want to do it. And like, what it looks like, I'm not sure. But I don't want to feel obligated. Like every week I got to do a conversation. Every week I got to do a vlog. I just want to do stuff when it's fun to do. It's just interesting too, just because I'm like, I'm not putting out content of any nature with regularity anymore. And I don't know what that means yet. I'm still kind of figuring things out, especially because things are still in massive flux. So I don't really know what's going to happen from day to day. But yeah, I don't know. It just goes back to, I don't know. This is not a return to the vlog with any regularity by any means, at least not me stating that it is, because I don't know. I still haven't ridden my bike. Like, I would like to do that. And if I ride my bike, I'll probably record and see if I put that out there or not. I don't know. But, again, like, I'm going back and forth between Lethbridge and Calgary right now. And I don't have a lot of time. And the time that I am using, it's not for this. So, anyway, there's another video this week. It's a conversation about my hair and how hair can be political, be cultural, etc. I don't go into that stuff that deeply. But I do kind of tie it back to my, without saying it explicitly, but like my lack of language even, and just stuff to do with like my parents coming to Canada and immigration stuff and just like wanting me to learn English so bad that I didn't learn Spanish, which I didn't put that in the thing about hair, but there's a connection there. So anyway.